Welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. Hope your day is starting off well. It is June the 11th, 2022. We're live here at Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130. We've got a full house today, a great group, and we always welcome your questions, comments, thoughts, anytime throughout the show. We're talking all things real estate today, and the Minnesota Real Estate Show is hosted by Scott Wolmering of the Minnesota Real Estate Team, the WE team with RE/MAX Advantage Plus, Mike Overson with Luminate Home Loans, and I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Wherever you might be catching us, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, we do appreciate it, and we welcome your questions, comments, and thoughts anytime throughout the show. Should be a fun show today. And Scott, nice to see you, bud.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Like Ryan said, this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show, and we are live local here in Golden Valley till 11 o'clock. Love your comments, love your questions during the show. 612-294-6949. You can call us there, you can text us there. And if you've not checked out the website, it's mnrealestateshow.com. That tells you everything about the team and everything about our great partners. We got two super ones here today. It should be a good show.
And Mike Overson, Luminate Home Loans. Mike, your shirt. What does your shirt say?
It says, I give you money for houses.
That's what Mike does.
That's what Mike does. Make it obvious. You know, the real reason why I wore this shirt is because I do a radio show earlier with one of the agents on the team, Jason Walgrave. He just had a birthday 2 days ago. So he's now closer to 50 than he is 40. And so I kind of played a joke with his memory starting to slip because of his old age. So I told him I wore this shirt to the radio show. So
he knew what you did.
He knew what I did, yeah, because he might not remember that. So.
Just to remember. That's good. You're a thoughtful guy, though. Mike's a thoughtful guy.
Well, I'm just, trying to help you guys out. Just, Mike, what do you do?
I give you money for houses.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Got to welcome on Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance. Steve Groen with Standard Water. Guys, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us. I didn't get the memo for the shirt. I could have wore something like that too.
Yeah, right.
I give you protection for houses, something like that.
Yeah. Steve, you could have done it.
Maybe. I don't know that on the same marketing.
Here we go. We're going live on air.
It's very
sophisticated.
Talk,
yes. AM 1130. Thanks for joining us. Good morning and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for tuning in. June the 11th, 2022. We are live here at Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130, every Saturday morning for the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by Mike Overson of Luminate Home Loans, Scott Wolmering of the WE team, the Minnesota Real Estate Team, RE/MAX Advantage Plus, and I'm Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. We appreciate you joining us here every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We're talking all things real estate related, mortgage related, and we welcome your questions, comments, and thoughts. 612-294-6949. You can join us by phone or text, or if you're on social media, on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we are live there as well. So we welcome your questions and comments. And good to have you guys, Scott, Mike. Nice to see you guys, and good morning.
Yeah, good to be here. Welcome everybody that's tuning in either on social media or on the radio. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are going to talk everything real estate and mortgage related as it relates to the Twin Cities market. Kind of talk a little bit about what's happening with the market currently, what we think is going to happen here in the next few months. And like Ryan said, it's an interactive show. We love your comments and questions. 612-294-6949 if you want to go live on air, or you can text us to that number, and we will handle your question.
Yeah, good morning. Mike Overson, Luminate Home Loans. For those that visually are not seeing us right now, you're wearing a shirt, Mike, and what does the shirt say?
The shirt says, I give you money for houses. It's very simple.
Very simple
shirt, yep.
Have you had any comments from people today interacting when you've been out in the public?
I know I haven't had anyone make any comments, but I've had people look, you know what I mean? Like I'm just walking around and people are kind of just like, okay. Just kind of like, oh, that guy's a little goofy, but
kind of the new approach. And again, we do appreciate you joining us. Don't hesitate to interrupt us at any point. It's a fun show. It's interactive. We're here to provide all types of information to help you make good decisions about buying, selling, investing here in the Twin Cities market, wherever you might be, thinking about making a move. Maybe you just recently purchased. No worries at all. You're always welcome with us. And Mike, let's dive in. We've got a full show today, so maybe mortgage-wise, let's talk about what's going on in your world.
Yep. You know, you got to think of money as almost like a consumer good, right? When you get a loan, you're basically buying money, and the cost for that money is the interest rate that you pay, right? So everything else is going up right now, right? Gas, milk, food, you name it, it's all going up. Unfortunately, interest rates are going up too. So the cost of money is going up because of inflation. So yesterday, the CPI index came out, which is a consumer price index. Basically, it's just a measure over time of how much consumer goods cost someone out there in the marketplace. So that report came out, and year over year, that number went up as big as it has since like 41 years ago.
Wow.
And so that caused the markets to react negatively, and interest rates went up yesterday because of it. And so, you know, a couple of weeks ago, we actually had a slide downward of interest rates. Now our last week and a half, especially yesterday, rates slid up again. So we're still sitting in the mid fives. So it's not like it's out of control or out of hand or anything, but you just have to know that, you know, money is a consumer good that you can buy out there. And again, that cost is the interest rate. And as costs go up for other goods, right now the cost of money is going up too in the form of a higher interest rate.
Yeah, the big thought, Scott, again, is just with inflation and the record numbers that came out yesterday. I do like going on Twitter and just kind of following news more than anything. The word inflation was trending. Scott, what do you think with everything costing more? You know, you and I were talking, you went to, you know, get some groceries and gas. And I mean, how is that going to impact real estate, do you think?
I mean, I think it has to, and I think it is. I mean, you know, when we go through the numbers here, I think we're going to see that, you know, we've, excuse me, we've hit a kind of a wall, especially in the, you know, the middle to upper price range. In some instances, some areas, we've even taken a step back on pricing, and it has to affect it. You know, like I was saying, you know, I go to Byerly's, and I'm just buying for myself. So normally, just, you know, a few days of food is, you know, $90 to $110. Now it's close to $200, and it's not even a half a cart full. I mean, it's just your basic stuff. It was $108 to fill my gas tank up. And you know, that affects everybody across the board. I don't care what kind of income bracket you're in. You know, if you're spending another $500, $600, $700 a month on food and gas, it's going to affect the housing market at some point.
Yeah, let's look at the real estate numbers here in the first segment. And again, if you're joining us on social media as well, thank you. We welcome your questions, comments, thoughts throughout the show. New listings in the Twin Cities. So new homes for sale were about flat compared to last year. There were 1,608 new properties that came on the market. However, pending sales or accepted purchase agreements decreased 15.4%. So a pretty sizable drop year over year, 1,451 pending sales. And then the inventory of homes for sale continues to grow. 4.6% more homes for sale in the Twin Cities at 6,772. And Mike, again, they talked about nationally, they said home sales and contract signings continue to soften compared to last year's pace. Realtor.com reports new listings are growing nearly twice as fast nationwide in May compared to this time. What do you think, Mike?
I mean, I see it out there. I mean, applications are down too. You know, that's, you know, mortgage lenders get a little bit of heads up of what's going to happen in the real estate market as far as closings go, because if applications are going down for loans, we know that closings are going to be going down in the near future because of that. So, but the thing is, you know, I'm thinking about it in every down market. I'm not saying we're in a down market, but I guess it's down compared to last year a little bit. But there's opportunities in every single down market, right? So the two main opportunities that I see out there where you can win in this type of market is either in that 650 and above price range, because you're going to have less competition. There's less people that qualify now because of slightly higher interest rates, and it's just not as crazy busy as it was earlier, especially last year and earlier this year in that price range. And then B, the resurgence of FHA and VA buyers. If you're an FHA buyer or a VA buyer and you're looking in the last 12 months, you're competing against conventional offers, cash offers, you probably weren't winning in those situations. In the last 2 weeks alone, I've gotten 6 FHA offers accepted.
Wow.
And I don't even think I had an FHA offer accepted one offer for the entire year up till 2 weeks ago. And so that's the other place where you can win now is if you were an FHA or VA buyer, your chances of making an offer and getting your offer accepted are much, much higher right now.
Yeah, the big thing too is just, again, if you are a seller out there, very important to be listening to your trusted agent to have him or her advise you on price. It doesn't mean that things are not selling. We're still a lot of activity in the Twin Cities. However, we are seeing a good amount of overpricing. People that are just maybe pushing the envelope a little too far. The home's sitting on the market, and we're seeing some price drops. And so it is important. Again, there is part of your agent's job is to really help you advise on price. Buyers are not going to artificially pay way above what the market rate for the home is. Plus, in many cases, there's an appraisal. So it has to appraise. And Scott, that's where we're seeing a lot of price reductions.
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me. I just had a $60,000 low appraisal on an upper bracket property in Lakeville, and that was the first one I've had probably in 3 years. I think we're going to see that. But just as an example, I've got a listing right now in a neighborhood where there were about 8 home sales in the last 6 months, 60 days ago, and the longest time on market was 3 days on the market. We've been on for 24 days. When we were first going on, there was only two active homes in this city in this price range. Now there's 15. Excuse me. Now there's 15, and they're sitting, 20 days on market, 30 days on market. One's been on for 90 days. Has gone through 3 price reductions. So there's definitely been a slowdown, especially in that 600 to $1 million range, like Mike was saying.
Yeah. Before the break, again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us. We've got some great listings to feature today as well before we dive in as well with Brad Sanford and Steve Groen. Jen McKinnon, an awesome agent on the Minnesota real estate team, RE/MAX Advantage Plus. She has one listed. This property is listed for $350,000. It's over in Woodbury, 1297 Woodhill Drive, 4-bed, 2-bath, 1-car garage. It's got an open floor plan, deck, and patio. She says for outdoor living. It's a Rambler style. It's got a nice finished lower level, big flat yard, newer roof, furnace, and more. Excellent condition. Again, and that is in Woodbury, $350,000, 1297 Woodhill Drive in Woodbury. That just went on the market. Be sure to check that one out. We're up against our first break here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We'll be back, 612-294-6949. Yeah, thanks for so many folks joining us wherever you might be catching us on social media. We appreciate it. You got a bad cold today, Scott. What's going on there?
I'm going to go clear my throat.
Hey, Steve Groen, Standard Water, Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance. Brad, guys, how is inflation impacting you guys? What are you seeing with your business, your companies, that type of thing, your personal lives?
That's a good question. Our drain tile cost is up 3x from what I was buying it for like a year and a half ago. The housing covers for radon mitigation systems have doubled in price, and they're out. Delivery time is months. Obviously, vehicles. I mean, we do a drain install. I have 3 monster diesel trucks showing up. So if we got a half-hour drive both ways, and they I don't know what they get per mile, but gallons per mile, not
right.
miles per gallon.
Exactly.
Obviously, labor. I mean, it's everything, and we do financing as well. So those interest rates are up. So everything is going up.
Yeah. Are you seeing, Brad? What are you seeing on your end? Just from clients. I mean, again, you're in the home insurance world, but just personally talking to customers.
Yeah, we're not helping out either, because I looked at some statistics, and in 2004 there was roughly 240 storms that rolled through. Just last year, up until a couple months ago, we've had 426 storms come through. So insurance companies have taken a big hit, and unfortunately, a lot of us are raising our rates here. And at your next renewal, you'll see increases. Unfortunately,
a lot of people seeing a 10% increase, a 15% increase,
20% increase.
Wow.
Yep.
probably depends on stats too, right? If you're in a high storm area or recent.
Zip code does matter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. The storms that roll through certain areas that takes a bigger hit, you'll see higher rate. Yep.
Yeah, just had a text message come in from Kirk. Kirk just said he is an FHA buyer and he did get an accepted purchase agreement recently. So congratulations to you, Kirk. Like Mike was saying, more FHA deals getting done, more VA deals getting done. Mike, it's good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it is good because a lot of people. I mean, there's probably people that may have been kind of in and out of the game for the last 2 years and didn't land one yet. I mean, you're gonna see your opportunities here coming up soon for those types of buyers. Absolutely.
Well, I remember it was 90 days ago when the woman that does all the tracking of all the offers accepted offers that he came in, and there was a good 90 days there where there were no FHA offers except like zero. And no VA buyers.
Right.
And so now the fact that, how many did you say you had in the last couple
I got
weeks?
5 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. So that shows you right there that it's not only the 600 to $1 million price range that's kind of stalled, but those buyers are under 500 and they're able to compete now where 90 days ago they could not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it is from a buyer standpoint. Again, rates have risen, but it is a good time certainly to buy. We're going back live on air, Twin Cities News Talk AM 1130. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Hey, good morning. Mike Dubs, have you been working? Mike Dubs from K102 always hooks us up here. We appreciate his good work. He has been working. And again, a lot of good stuff to talk about today. We do have another listing, Scott. This one's in Richfield. Nice property, just new on the market again. 6640 Vincent Avenue South. $399.9 for this one. Michelle Lay, awesome agent with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and Remax Advantage Plus, has this listed. And she mentioned the home is sun-filled. It's a bright Cape Cod. It's got hardwood floors, cove ceilings, a spacious master suite on the second level, large full master bath. Kitchen's updated, lots of countertop space. Brand new 6-foot cedar privacy fence surrounding the backyard. And the home is just blocks from Southdale and all the amenities and conveniences Edina has to offer. Scott, that one is just new, $399.9, 6640 Vincent Avenue South. Nice price point.
Yep, I am very familiar with that area. It is a great price point and a super area to be in.
Yeah, we were just talking, or during the break as well, from an inflation standpoint, how that's impacting different folks, all of us. Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks. It's good to see you this morning.
What are you finding with your customers? You mentioned some rate increases hitting folks just with a lot of storms.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be a haven for people for saving money. I did some research, and in 2004, we had somewhere around 230, 240 storms. In the last year and a half, we've had over 426 storms. So it's
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not the insurance company are taking a hit, and unfortunately, we're not going to be a haven. You're gonna see at your next renewal, most insurance companies are going to be raising their rates to cover all those losses.
Brad, again, Brad Sanford has been a awesome partner with our team from an insurance standpoint. Brad, people out there right now, whether they're looking to buy a home or maybe they're existing homeowners, kind of thoughts, tips, ideas for folks in that space.
Well, I had a whole presentation. I was going to bring in a whiteboard. I had markers. I had an outfit change. I mean, I was really going to present. I was going to present on fraud, right? And how it's $40 billion cost to the insurance industry. But I thought exactly what you're saying. What can I do to help people in this market right now? And so what I did was I came up with discounts that they should be looking for when they are looking for insurance. If you broker your insurance, if you bundle them, if you put your umbrella, and your home and your auto together and your toys, like Mike has all kinds of four-wheelers and boats and that kind of stuff, jet skis, you put all those together. How you pay, if you pay your policy in full instead of paying monthly, there's discounts for that. Defensive driving class, how educated you are in driving. If you go out and you take an 8-hour class, you can get anywhere up to 10% off of your premium for doing things like that. We have a program at Farmers, what we call Signal, which is an app that you load on your smartphone, and it runs in the background and it monitors the driving, and you immediately get 5% discount. But if you add other drivers in the household, you can get up to an additional 15% off for your premium being reduced. So
who are better drivers, men or women?
I don't see those statistics at all.
Don't
You
you guys
don't?
don't track that?
I don't think that's a good answer to give.
I would think gals are better. I mean, certainly, there's no doubt in my mind that women are better drivers.
I think it's your definition of better.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
might,
I-
maybe
well, I mean,
they're-
from an accident standpoint, or absolutely, I just think they are more responsible. And I don't, yeah, I mean, I don't know, just from seeing accidents and stuff, I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
just
you don't agree?
a lighter foot, maybe is what you're trying to say there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, lighter
Yeah,
foot.
they're not speed demons.
well, I've had 5 kids. They've all totaled multiple cars, and I've had three girls. 3 girls have destroyed 6, and
Scott!
my 2 boys have destroyed 2. So I would disagree with you there.
There it is, right there. Statistics, right there.
See, I always try to bring the softer side to welcome in that listenership as well, right, Scott?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know, but I always wondered that. I figured you guys would have that.
I've got a teenage daughter who might give one of your kids a run for their money. Scott. Just got in another accident, a couple speeding tickets.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Mike Dubs, you were kind of shaking your head there when I was talking. What do you think there? What do you think? Is she a speeder or what? Oh, she is. Well, okay. Hey, we did actually, this is an interesting question. We have not had this. It's not directly related to real estate, but it is insurance. This one came in. Kim just mentioned, she said she's heard a lot about self-driving Teslas. How does that work from an insurance standpoint?
You know, we've done all the research on those, and your insurance is going to be a little bit higher on those. So, 1, it's a Tesla, and 2, we're relying on technology. So that's never been seen before. So it'll be a little bit higher.
I mean, is there something in your policy that says it's self-driving? And
No, there's nothing that I've seen in it.
yeah.
There are components with new cars that are very helpful. Like you put them on cruise and then they automatically slow down. I think there's a lot of safety features that are helpful from a.
Have you
Yeah.
ever noticed though, someone coming in to the side and you have that cruise on? My truck brakes hard because someone's coming into the side of me. I would have thought they'd had that technology down, that another highway is merging with this one and you
Sure.
shouldn't be slowing it down.
Well,
So
hold it.
not perfect technology.
What type of truck is it?
It is a Ford F-150.
Well, I mean, there could be the problem right there.
Mike, what were you going to say?
Chevy or
I
GMC?
mean, on the driving side of things, I think it's more of just paying attention. You know, I got several friends that drive well over the speed limit everywhere they go. They've never been in accidents, and it's men and women, right? And then, but they're paying attention, right? They're not thinking around the radio. They're not on their phone. They're not doing this and that. They're driving, and that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? So I think it's more of that versus speed or anything else.
Hey, Mike, we did have a question come in. Again, you can do it either texting or calling us or going to the website, clicking on Ask the Two Big Brains. This one is from Chuck. Thank you, Chuck. He says, a question for the mortgage big brain. I currently have a VA loan on my duplex in Minneapolis. Mortgage one is 2.25%. I refinanced a couple years ago, so I passed the 1-year point. I am strongly considering buying another house using VA mortgage 2, which I can do to the equity in my duplex. My big brain question is assuming I can get another house. I have a VA mortgage, another house. I have VA mortgages 1 and 2. If I then try to sell my duplex mortgage 1, is that assumable for a veteran while I still maintain my VA eligibility for mortgage 2? Seems to me that would help me in marketing for someone to assume a 2.25% loan.
Yeah. Yeah. So what it comes down to is, so the VA has eligibility, a certain amount of eligibility. If you do a 0 down on house number 1 on a VA loan, you used up all of your VA eligibility. Therefore, you can't do another VA loan or another house because you've used all your eligibility there. Now, If you sell house one that has a VA loan on it, now you open up your eligibility again. Yeah. And you can do a VA loan on house number 2, and you can do the sales on the same day, right? So just like we do a normal buy, sell, or sell buy type of situation. If you have another vet come in and assume the loan on your house number 1, that VA loan on house number 1, again, that's a sale. That buyer is taking over your current VA loan. That's going to open up your eligibility, and you can use a VA loan on house number 2. So the whole key is getting your name out of that FHA loan that's on house number 1 so that you can open up your eligibility and use another VA loan on house number 2.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Chuck. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that helps. 612-294-6949. Again, talking to Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance. What else is going on in your world, Brad? What else?
Well, other discounts you can look for is if your kids do crash their cars, but they are good students, they have a 3.0 grade point average or higher, you can get a good student discount. So that might have helped a little bit in your premiums.
And speaking of good students, by the way, I
Yes.
do want to congratulate my dear friend, Mr. Woolmering. His fine son, Aiden Woolmering, just graduated from high school. Congratulations, Dad. Nice job.
Yeah, no, that was good. We were excited. It was a fun time. And when you're talking about discounts on having a 3-point GPA, I could do that if we averaged it through my kids.
Is there a family average?
Yeah, can we do it that way? Because the last one that just graduated would bring that one down a little bit. But we're proud of him. He made it through, and now he's on to his
Nice
next,
young man. I saw him a couple weeks
Yes.
ago. Very polite, friendly, talkative. Nice job, Dad.
Yeah, we're really proud of him.
Nice job. Sorry, you were
I was just
gonna
gonna
give
say-
us more discounts. I love it.
And I was just going to say, when you're buying a home in this market, find out what year the roof is, because if it's a newer roof, it's going to get you a discount, because obviously it's less risk to the insurance company. So that would be a big takeaway.
Yeah, what's newer?
Newer is less than 10 years.
Less than 10
So,
years.
But
Okay.
just tell your agent what year it is, and they'll be able to apply all of that.
Yeah, very nice. Again, Brad Sanford, Farmers Insurance. We're going to keep the discussion going, but best way for people to connect with you, to reach out to you.
MinnesotaRealEstateShow.com. You'll see me under the insurance tab, or the telephone is 651-690-2076.
Very nice, very well done. Before the break, Scott, we've got another one. This is a condo in Minnetonka. Holly Walgrave, awesome agent on the Minnesota real estate team, has this listed. The price of this, how about this, is $194,850. The one. in
Well,
front
you
of
don't,
it.
you don't see a one these days very much.
Holly describes it, says a fantastic opportunity to own a beautiful updated condo in Minnetonka, gorgeous, well-maintained home with many updates, all new kitchen, appliances, carpet, quartz countertops, cabinets painted, all new convection oven, trim painted, new light fixtures, new master bedroom window. So a lot of great updates on this one, Scott. It is a 1-bed, 1-bath, 1-car garage. It is in Minnetonka for $194,850. 10441 Greenbrier Road, number 208. 10441 Greenbrier Road, number 208. Holly Walgrave has that as a coming soon. Actually, it now is active on the market. So be sure to check that out. We're at the halfway point of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. We welcome your questions, whether it is about Teslas, self-driving. Steve, what do you think? You should get a self-driving Tesla.
Yeah, I don't know. I did just get a Dodge truck.
Oh,
No offense to the Ford truck.
Sorry about your luck.
yes.
What an experience trying to get a truck. I did go down to Ford, and they had one used Lariat for sale with 22,000 on it, like literally nothing else on the lot. So then I went over to Dodge, and they didn't have much either, but they had one for sale that kind of met the specs and somehow had it slightly discounted. And but wow, hard to get the vehicles. I actually have 3 trucks on order with Ford for the last 6 months, and they're built. I've got the serial numbers, VIN numbers, but they're waiting for chips and don't know when they're going to
With
be
your
here.
company, you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just another.
Well, the hard thing
Challenge.
about it, and again, I don't mean to keep beating a dead horse, but I think it's super relevant to the real estate market, is just with the cost of fuel. And you think about, I was watching the news the other night, and they showed landscaping company, kind of a bigger commercial one, and he was talking about all of his diesel vehicles and just how much more it's costing from a fuel standpoint and how he's having to charge more. And I think about your business with it, what you're describing and all the heavy stuff you're doing. You need some big vehicles, running diesel and with fuel costs.
True. You remember when in COVID, the price of gas went down because there was so much supply in the system? I wonder how that's factoring besides the quote unquote inflation. Like that has to be a component of this. Are we using more gas than we were 2 years ago? So now there's more demand in the system and that's driving it. No one's talking about that. I'm just curious.
Right. Mike, you got any thoughts?
Well, didn't we stop using our domestic gas, and we're still getting it from overseas where we have like more than enough?
We changed to
Yeah.
using it from overseas instead of here. Yes, absolutely.
So
We
I
need
think
more
that's part of
supply
it.
is what we need to bring the prices down, and they're not doing it.
yeah,
Which we have.
which we have it.
Yeah,
right?
we have.
We have it, yeah.
I just saw a thing the other day. I think we've got 40 years of petroleum that's there if we want to use it. We're just not using it.
Yeah, so it's obviously a big political discussion, environment,
Yeah.
greenhouse gases, all of that. So I think that's part of it as well. But something to think about. And again, surprisingly, we're seeing more. Not surprisingly, we're seeing a little bit more inventory. But again, deals are still happening. We're still, it's not like everything is shut off, but it's definitely slower. Mike, what percent are mortgage applications down? You said.
God, I don't know that number off the top of my
I
head,
just
but
I heard 30%.
I bet we're down 30 to 40%. I would say
Yeah.
from this time last year.
It's a lot of less people. That's a lot less people.
That is. I mean, we were talking about it a couple shows ago that it'll be interesting to see at the end of the year how many real estate agents and mortgage professionals are out of the market.
Yeah.
You can't drop 30% of your units sold and
Not lose people.
and not
yeah.
lose people. So I mean, we're gonna lose a lot of agents.
Franklin texted in and said, "What is the best way to learn about a neighborhood where I want to buy in?" Franklin says a neighborhood where you want to buy in. Thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, specifically about the neighborhood itself. I mean, there's not a whole lot of resources for that. I mean, you can obviously look at crime rate. You can look at walking scores, to restaurants and to parks and to things like that, to get an idea. I do that with buyers all the time. When they talk about, where do you want to live? A lot of times we sit down and just decide, how do you live? I mean, what restaurants do you go to? What bars do you go to? Where do you work out? Where do you, where's the crux of how you live? And then based on that, you can kind of start to come up with, neighborhoods or areas that, might fit. A lot of times people think in broad terms of, well, I want to live in Eden Prairie. I want to live in, Minnetonka.
Here we go. We're going back live on air. Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Hope your weekend is going well. We always welcome your questions, comments, thoughts. Hope you are doing something fun. It's already June, if you can believe it. Wow, it is June already. Scott, a lot of good listings today. Belle Plaine, how about this one? Janelle Seitzer, 929 Farmers Ridge Trail. This one's listed at $380. It's a 2007 built split entry home, 4-bed plus bath, 4 bedrooms plus a den, 3 bath, and a 3-stall heated and insulated garage. It's got an Ecobee thermostat, breathtaking views of the Minnesota River Valley, 2,154 finished square feet. That's listed at $380. Janelle Seitzer with the Minnesota Real Estate Team Remax Advantage Plus, 929 Farmers Ridge Trail in Belle Plaine. You guys been down to Belle Plaine lately?
Oh, I go to Belle Plaine all the time. I like to party in Belle Plaine.
Actually, what I love about Belle Plaine is many things. Emma Crumby's. I mean, who has not been in this room? Has anybody here not been to Emma Crumby's?
I don't even know what Emma Crumby's is.
I know what it is. I've never been there.
Okay. Maybe that's growing up in New Prague. It's a great restaurant. Emma Crumby's down there. That's the world's largest candy store is down there, right on 169. Steve,
I've been to that.
you have not. You just did a CrossFit.
World's largest candy store. Yep.
You have been there?
Yes.
See?
A couple weeks ago. First time ever.
No, you did not. You were
Yes,
just in a
can get
CrossFit.
yeah, but you can get chocolate covered everything. Maple syrup, great meats. I mean, There's a lot of stuff.
Hey, you got to talk about it a little bit. You were just in the CrossFit there, and you said you were hurting.
I am a hurting unit right now. Legs are still sore, my arms sore, but yeah, I competed at the Granite Games last weekend in the community division, but this is the prelude to the actual games in Madison here in a month. So they have world-class athletes who are there. So I got to walk amongst them. Not that I was one of them, but I got to walk amongst them and get sore and participate. And it was a blast.
You and Mike are kindred spirit, and Scott too. Scott, you've got that background. You guys are all workout fiends.
Used to be. Mike's more consistent than I am.
Yeah.
Mike is.
was-
Mike is more consistent.
That's actually where I came from right now. So came from the gym straight to here.
With his shirt that says "I give you money for houses." In case we wonder, Steve, in case you and I were wondering what Mike did, we now are aware.
I give you money for houses.
Yeah.
Maybe I should wear a shirt that says, I give you radon mitigation systems for money.
Right?
Hey, you are in the radon world, and that's of many things. You and your company do an awesome job. By the way, be sure to check out Standard Water Control Systems online. Awesome website, both on their own and with the Minnesota real estate team. Radon, what's going on in that space, Steve? A lot going on there, I would think.
It is interesting. I'm getting phone calls and talking to buyers and sellers every day and realtors. And I think what is different than, say, last year, I was getting phone calls more from a negotiating standpoint. They didn't necessarily install the system if it tested high. Now it's a requirement, more so a requirement of the sale. So we'll go out there and they need it done quickly. We'll get out there, install one, and help the sale go through. So I think that's a common phone call. Along with that are people who are planning on selling their home. They're doing the testing and they're being very proactive. So that's another group of phone calls that we're getting more so than in the past. Also getting phone calls from people and realtors where they want us to come in and assess a foundation that might be cracking, and as opposed to running it through more without a home inspector. I was on a job site here this last week with the home inspector, the realtor, and quite frankly, I don't know if she should have purchased this because the foundation was really bad, but let them know what it would cost if we're to fix it, and who knows how it turns out for them. But
Scott, before we go, we've got a caller here. Just want to dive in to Dan. Dan, thanks for calling the Minnesota Real Estate Show. How can we help? Hello. We got you, buddy.
Money available to first-time home buyers. I hear they're eligible up to like $20,000 or $30,000 or something like that for free money. And where's that coming from? I do have one other question. When a bank does an appraisal and the inspector does an inspection on the home, do they look at that inspection and do they take that inspection as hard truth as to whether or not there's not major issues with the home when they do an appraisal on a house for a loan?
Yeah, thanks for your questions. Thanks for calling in. Mike, what do you think? What do you got for Dan?
All right, so the down payment money first. So down payment assistance money. So there's a bunch of different programs out there. The most common one in Minnesota is the state program called Minnesota Housing, or MHFA. You can get up to, they just raised it, I think you can get up to $17,500 now through them for down payment and closing cost assistance. Some banks have internal programs. There's some neighborhood programs. There's some nationwide programs. One is Chenoa, it's what it's called. So there's a bunch of different ones out there. They each have their own guidelines and requirements. Minimum credit score is needed. You typically have to be underneath a certain income level in order to qualify. And that income level a lot of times is based on household size. So is it just is it a husband and wife? Is it a couple with a couple, kids? The income limit will go up the more people you have in your household. So each program is going to be a little bit different on how they work. And like I said, each bank sometimes has an internal deal as well. So it might only be specific to that particular lender. But like I said, the most common one is the state one called MHFA or Minnesota Housing. As far as the home inspection goes, the home inspection is not looked at all on the lending side of things. So when an appraiser does an appraisal on a house, they don't see the home inspection. The lender doesn't see the home inspection. That home inspection is an optional service that the buyer wants to engage in to know more about that house. But the lender does not see it. Appraiser does not see it. No one along the lending side sees that inspection at all.
Yeah, good question. We're going to pass it back to our buddy there, Steve Groen, Standard Water Control Systems. We interrupted your deep thoughts as you were sharing with the group.
Jack Handy, yes. No, I just think there are more transactions that are being proactive. It seemed like for a while the inspections were being cut out more, and now they're being brought in because I'm getting the phone calls. People are doing more due diligence as opposed to buying things sight unseen.
Well, and the thing with radon, and it's what I tell my clients, whenever you have a home inspection done, when you're negotiating out the home inspection, things that are going to come up as an issue regardless are things you want to take care of. So once you have a radon test and it comes back high, if that buyer ends up walking away, you've got to disclose that you've got high levels of radon. So the point is you're going to have to take care of that cost one way or the other, because it's going to come up every single time, because now you have a disclosure issue. So that's why radon is so important, because it literally follows it. Once you've got the test done, at that point, you're stuck with it.
If you're selling homes, whether you're a real estate agent or you own your own home, what you want to do is eliminate all the objections from the buyer. So just having a radon mitigation system installed eliminates that. We get a lot of phone calls from people who want it reduced from 4. Okay. They're at 3.2. They're like, I don't care. I just want it as low as possible. And plus it helps dehumidify the basement. So it's just one more thing that's relatively inexpensive, actually.
Another question come in. This one's regarding egress windows, average cost in the Twin Cities to do an egress window, and how far out are most contractors?
Good question. I would say pretty hard to get anyone to install for under $2,500 plus permit. That's going to be your easier install, galvanized window well, and then from there it'll go up, and they might get up to 5,000 or whatever, depending on the size of the window. Sometimes you end up cutting through the basement wall, be a 12-inch poured concrete wall. That's a different game, or you have to go really, really deep to dig a window well. So going out, how far? I think most contractors are out at least a month. We're out at least 2 months. And it's just a high demand sort of product. It is great too, though, for your improving the value of your home. Not only a means of escape in case of a fire, but then you can add another bedroom.
Wouldn't it be interesting for all of our friends in the real estate world, different companies, agents, or brokers that listen, if we were out 2 months? You know what I mean? You guys think about how funny real estate is? It's like, we may be out like 5 minutes. I got nothing going on. You know what I mean, Scott?
That's exactly it. Oh, that's exactly it.
I mean, and that's kudos to you guys. I mean, that's obviously a credit. You run an awesome company. But I mean, you think about that, different industries.
I'd love to be able to tell a seller, hey, I'm sorry, I can't come out and do a market analysis center around. I'm 3 months out, but you can wait. I'll put it on then.
Yeah, it's kind of like the beginning of the year. You come in, as most contractors, and your pipeline's kind of empty. And then each day that goes by, starting somewhere around mid-March, you add 2 days to your lead time, and it just keeps going. In our case, we get hit with a pile of rain. There have been days when we have sold like 20 jobs in a day.
Yeah.
Whereas there's been weeks when we're slow where we might have 5 leads in a week.
Sure.
So it's just, you can't control it. You just got to work with it.
We're at our 3/4 break here. Before we do break, another awesome one, Scott. This is in your old neck of the woods, Lakeville. Angie Oster with the Minnesota Real Estate Team, Remax Advantage Plus, just listed one in Lakeville, 19044 Indale Drive. It is 4,700 plus square feet, 5-bed, 4+ bath, built in 2005. Executive home in the highly sought after Trevor community. And it's listed at $789,000 for this one, 4,700 plus square feet, a gazebo, community pool, sport court, park, cool home. Just going on the market. Be sure to check that one out with Angie Oster. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a fun show. We're already at the 3/4 point. A lot going on in that space. Brad, I know I've asked you this before, but I think about it. Should homeowners really be talking to their agent yearly? Do they need to call and say, look, can you review my policy? And who does that?
Absolutely. And I think it's on me to do that. I think I should be calling you every year and saying, hey, let's talk about where we're at, because we increase the dwelling amount coverage every year to cover, because the last thing we want is for you to have a claim and then not have enough coverage, right? So we raise those based on the Trevor neighborhood. We would
Yeah.
raise it based on that kind of thing. So
Do you
yeah.
know that we were talking before the show? So Brad ran for political office, and just knowing Brad, I can't believe you did not win. I mean, you just on the likability scale, you're at the top of the meter. But good for you, man, to
Uh-huh.
run for office.
Thanks. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah, I
Great
could never run
experience.
for office. I don't think I'd make it through the vetting stage.
The background
You can
check.
do it, Scott. People may like your directness.
I'm sure.
Too honest?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, but what do you think, Steve? What's your assessment?
Well, I would vote for you.
Would you?
Scott.
Okay.
would.
Well,
You'd be semi-disruptive. Maybe you like Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
right.
it'd be semi-disruptive,
I think it'd be refreshing.
right?
Literally just straight to the point, no BS. This is what it is. I'm going to call it how I see it.
Well, he's not on social media a lot though, so he would have to do something. You'd have to get more active, with a Twitter account or Truth Social or something like that.
And we know you like the Vikings, so you got that.
yeah, I do like that.
Oh, Vikes.
Speaking of the Vikes, they're going to be good this year.
They
I know
are.
the Vikes are gonna-
Absolutely.
Speaking of the Vikes,
We should all go to a Vikes game. Huh?
Yes.
we should.
Yes.
Let's do the show from the stadium.
That would be
Ooh.
fun. That actually
We used
would
to
be
do
fun.
it from the state fair.
We did do it from the state fair.
But
fun.
we had such a problem with crowd control because everybody would just rush. They would just rush the booth. So the cost of security and all that. Everyone wanted to talk to Ryan, and so we finally had to quit going.
Yeah.
It was just overwhelming. Actually, it was. The funny thing is I do love the state fair, and Scott just totally doesn't like the state fair. So that was part of the reason we stopped doing it. But it was kind of fun, actually. We just sit in a little booth. But
Oh, we went. He took me one year. Who did we go see? Some
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
Ooh.
I mean, that crowd. It was like Minneapolis threw up. I mean, it was just. It was not my scene whatsoever.
Oh, we've got one final segment here. Again, throughout the week, we always welcome your questions, comments, thoughts. 612-294-6949. Any needs you might have, we're again happy to help you. Appreciate people tuning in. David Elliott, good morning to you. David's
It's my ex business partner and brother-in-law,
down in
Nashville.
Tennessee, down in that neck of the woods here. But
Yeah, he is the E in the we team.
he is the E and the
The
we.
E in the we team. Elliot.
It is this one.
Yeah, we've got one last segment here, and we're going back live. Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130. Yeah, Mike Dubs. I could see Mike Dubs flying with Tom Cruise. Doesn't Mike, he's got that look. He could do it, Mike.
Yeah.
I think you could do it, dude.
Yep.
What do you think, Scott?
Oh, absolutely. When I watched the movie, I kept having flashes of Mike Dubs on that motorcycle. I'm like, is that Tom?
Yes!
Is that Tom or is that Dubs?
Yes, that Tom or that Dubs.
Just bring in a pair of aviators next week and slap them on them.
Yes.
Spit an image.
Hey, yeah, Mike's quiet all of a sudden here. We're not sure what's going on with that. Hey, though, before we go back to our last segment, 612-294-6949, our friend David Meyer does have an awesome listing, Scott. This is in Burnsville, 245,000, 14175 Plymouth Avenue in Burnsville, 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 245. Wow, 245,000 built in 1994. It's available June 15th. It is an N unit. It's got a great southern exposure, views of the marsh, well-kept, clean unit with original upgrades, ceramic tile, cozy neighborhood with easy access to 35E, and Highway 77. Finished garage as well. Check that one out. Wow, 14175 Plymouth Avenue in Burnsville, 2-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage for $245.
Very,
Scott.
very nice. I know the area is a very good price, and that will go quickly. Hey, speaking of Top Gun, that was just a great movie.
It was good.
I mean, it was no Big Gatsby or whatever, Great Gatsby, but it was really good.
Steve, did you see it?
Absolutely. It
You
was
did?
awesome, yes.
Hey, good
Great-
work,
great-
young man.
great movie.
What was your assessment?
It was very nostalgic and actually got some tears in my eyes.
Yes.
It hit the patriotic sort of nerve. I'm not sure how they did that, but they got it done.
Wow. I agree. Brad, did you see it, bud?
I have not seen it yet.
Oh man,
No.
you gotta go.
You saw
Am I
it.
the only
You saw
one
it.
here?
You
Yes,
saw the
you gotta
original
go.
though.
I saw the original,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
45 times. But
Yeah.
Maverick, I have not seen. And you all say it's awesome.
Oh, it's
Yes.
it's incredibly good.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotta go see it.
Yeah, it is fun, and you have to see it in a theater. I think, or IMAX is even better. But yeah, it's funny. I think it'll probably win all the awards this
Well, the
year.
visual effects, it sure will. I heard that actually one of my clients went to it in IMAX and they went to it in the Dolby, whatever.
yeah.
And they said the Dolby experience was better than the IMAX.
Mike, did you see it in the Dolby? Right. We got to get a photo of Mike and put that out for folks, and people are going to be like, "Yes, he's in the movie."
He's in the movie. Yeah, exactly.
Put it up for a vote.
Actually, what they're going to say is, we want to see him more on the social media channels and less of you guys, right?
That's right.
Can
Less of you guys.
can
Hey,
we-
sorry, Scott.
Can we get a second camera and one and for Mike in
Yes,
there?
we
right?
should.
Split screen, one on Dubs and one on us.
We should do it. Hey, we're on the home stretch here again, talking to Steve Groen, Standard Water. Steve, a lot going on in your world. You really run just a top-notch company. Again, if you Google the company, you'll see so many awesome reviews, 5-star reviews. Sort of last kind of thoughts for us in this final segment, Steve.
Well, relative to buying and selling homes, I would say be as proactive as you possibly can. Don't wait to make your home how it should be for when you sell it. Make it that way today. And relative to what we do, waterproofing, a lot of homes are contingent on making sure that's in place. Radon mitigation or helping out with the value with egress windows. We're always there to help. Standardwire.com.
Isn't it, thinking about that, what Steve just said, though, as a homeowner, can be hard because it's overwhelming. I think it's maybe like a lot of things in life. You look at your roof and you're like, yeah, the roof's starting to get bad. Or you look at, I do need a radon system. Or it just one starts piling up after another. Any thoughts on that, Scott or Mike?
Well, I've just gotten a kick through the years of how many people have lived in their home in a certain way. And then when they go to sell it, then they put in the light fixtures and the new carpet and it's like, so you've lived in, you've never really got any enjoyment out of it yourself. You just wait until the last minute to do it. And it happens all the time. And a lot of those things you have to do to obviously sell your home. But, back in the day, we obviously discourage it, but there was a time where, you lived with an unfinished basement and then you were getting ready to sell your house and all of a sudden finish your basement. Which of course financially doesn't make any sense, and people have quit doing that. But back when I first got in it happened all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
The finishing the basement was, I would say, just a big thing, and it's hard again if you have an egress, what we call an egress basement. So there's no walkout. You get the enjoyment from it, Scott, but there's just Mike could tell from an appraisal standpoint, maybe half of the dollar per square foot for below ground footage versus above ground footage.
Yeah, you're probably getting $15 to $20 a square foot.
That's
in
what
a
I
basement finished right now. And what does it cost you? What does it cost to finish a basement? Any idea per square foot?
Oh, a heck of a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is, Brad.
And from an insurance standpoint, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but maintenance is the homeowner's responsibility. So pushing that water away from the house is very important, because if it gets down into the foundation, that's going to cause you a lot of problems. So insurance looks at water coming into the house as a problem that the homeowner didn't do their due diligence or maintenance and push the water away. Much like trees hanging over, you got to cut those that are hanging over the house and the garage and all that kind of stuff. So that's where his company comes into play. Steve's company, Standard Water, comes into play and pushes that water away.
Yeah, I remember one of the first homes I sold when I first got in the business was in Egan. And, we came to terms, had the inspection, and there was all kinds of standing water outside the block. It was just soaked. And so when we went out and looked, it looked like it sloped away from the house. There was gray rock all the way around. Well, when you actually took a screwdriver and went down through the rock, it was all rock. It was like 12 inches of black rock, but the slope underneath it sloped totally right against the house.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hey, I did want to give a shout out. We've got 2 anniversaries to recognize today. Angie and Jordan Savageau, both agents on the Minnesota real estate team. Awesome agents, live up in the Blaine area. It is their wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary to such a wonderful couple and 2 outstanding agents. as well as I got to give a shout out to my dear mom and dad. It is their wedding anniversary. My father's no longer living, but mom, of course, is down in New Prague. She is a listener of the Minnesota Real Estate Show. So we got to give an happy anniversary to Bob and Kathy.
How many years would it have been?
That's a good question. I don't know that number, but I should know. But yeah, Bob and Kathy O'Neill, Robert, one of the few Irishmen down in New Prague. Steve, what do you think about that? It's he moved to town and he's the only one of the few Irishmen.
Well, it's the luck of the Irish, I guess. You certainly have done well, Ryan. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Hey guys, last thoughts, Mike. Last thoughts here as we head to the home stretch.
Literally got a text message from an agent on the Minnesota real estate team about another FHA offer gotten accepted.
Wow.
So that makes 6 now in 2 weeks.
Who's that?
Emily Doroff.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So number 6. So I'm just telling you, in every market, there's a play, right? There's a way to win. FHA and VA buyers right now, you can win. And then those, upper bracket homes, I think you're going to see those prices come down a little bit probably. And I think you can win in that price range too.
Very nice. Very nice. Brad, last thoughts from an insurance standpoint?
Happy anniversary to Joan and Gary Sanford, 57 years.
That's your mom and dad?
Yep, on June 26th. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Long time
Man,
together.
57 years. I'd be married 6 times. 57 years. Holy mackerel.
That's why Scott should run for political office.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
geez, it just, yeah.
Well, I've always just said you should just do leases. 10
Oh,
year
gosh.
leases that you
So
can
bad,
decide to up
Steve.
or not.
Isn't he terrible?
Yes.
Steve, last thoughts?
Well, I think most important, go see Top Gun Maverick and Dolby.
Yes.
Followed right by test your home for radon.
Yeah,
Call
absolutely.
standard if it's high.
Yeah, great job, guys. Fun show. Fun show.
You too.
Well done. Last thought here as we head to the home stretch. Karen Amato with the Minnesota Real Estate Team. She's going to be at an open house today, 1566 Fox Run in Shakopee, listed for $499,900. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 3-car garage. She's going to be there from 11 to 1 today. Be sure to check that out. Great listing in Shakopee. Hey, it's been a fun show every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We appreciate you taking time to listen. Hope you and your families have a nice summer weekend here in Minnesota. mnrealestateshow.com is how you can connect with us. We're here to help however we can. Take care. Thanks for so many folks joining throughout the whole show. It's been a fun one. Top Gun it is. Steve, Brad, Mike, and Scott. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you, Ryan.
Nice job. All right, we'll see everybody. We'll be back next week. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.